Hey guys, welcome back. So we're starting off with the base as per usual. I'm just taking the Tarte Maracuja oil and I'm just patting that into my skin, and then whatever's left over on my hands, I'm just going to rub that into my hands because I have dry old lady hands. And then we're just going to follow up with some moisturizer. You guys know I always use the Tarte, no, this is not the Maracuja. What am I saying? Tarte Brighter Days moisturizer. It's like an illuminating one. I love it, and I'm basically just applying this all over my face. And then we are going to conceal our under eyes. So we're just going to color correct with the Benefit, what is this called? Erase paste? That's what it's called. It's just like a peach corrector, and I'm just applying this under my eyes with my Sigma E36 brush just to correct those dark circles. And then we are taking the green concealer shade from this L'Oreal concealer palette, and we're going to conceal my red face because Bish put on some lip plumping cream, and then when I wiped it off with micellar water, I accidentally decided to wipe my whole face with the same micellar water pad, and I ended up wiping lip plumper all over my face, so it got like super irritated, and basically I'm a fucking idiot. We're then going in with foundation, and as usual I'm using my Anastasia stick foundation. You guys know I have been obsessed with this lately. I need to do an updated favorites video for you guys just so I can tell you all the products that I've been loving, because I've been loving a lot. This one is in the shade Warm Natural. When I'm a little bit paler, I usually use beige, or sometimes I just mix the two. Just depends on how I'm feeling. But if you guys are like my skin tone and use fake tan, these would be the perfect shades for you guys. Basically, I'm just applying that all over my face, just like a whole shiz ton. And then I'm going in with my TATCHA Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. You guys know I always use this to help blend out that foundation, just because it is a little bit dry on my skin, and I have combination skin, so if you're an oily skin type, it's going to be a great foundation for you and it's going to blend out really nicely. But if you are combo or dry, I just feel like you'll have a little bit of a hard time like I do. So using any kind of product like this TATCHA mist that has like an oil sort of base is just going to help immensely with blending it out. And you can either just spray it directly onto your face or directly onto your brush or beauty blender like I am. This is the 3D HD blender from Sigma. Don't forget, you guys can use Kasey Rayton to get 10% off anything from Sigma. And then we're just going in with concealer as usual. These are the Tarte Shape Tape concealers in the shade Bare Neutral and Light Medium. Like always, I just mix those two because I don't have my exact perfect shade, so I can kind of make the shade that I want. And then I'm just going back in with that 3D HD blender and blending those out. Then we're moving on to cream contour, because I loves a little bit of cream contour. I'm using the Iconic London cream contour kit. This is already really creamy, but I was just being like super extra and wanted to add a little bit more oil into it. So I'm just taking the lightest shade and I'm just going to highlight the high points of my face. And then I'm going in with the middle shade of the contour colors because it's like a really nice warm shade. I personally love warm contour shades. I think they just complement my skin tone the best. And I am just, you know, applying that where I want to contour. Basically, I'm just using this as a cream bronzer more than a contour. And then just going back in with that 3D HD blender. I'm obsessed with this sponge lately. I think I love it more than the Beauty Blender. Actually, I know I love it more than the Beauty Blender. I feel like it's just, I don't know, I like the edges on it. You get a really like nice cut contour. But first I'm just blending out the highlighted areas, and then I'm going in and blending out the contoured areas. I know this is super unflattering, but I like to do a double chin when I contour my jaw just to make sure I'm blending everything out properly. And you guys can see that this sponge gives you like a super cut, crisp contour. Cut all the haters. Then to set my face, I'm first going in with the MERCIER Secret Brightening Powder and setting underneath my eyes. I like this because it brightens them up and it doesn't make them dull and dark. I feel like regular translucent powders kind of make my dark circles stand out a bit more. And then I'm going in with my translucent powder from Mercier and just setting the rest of my face. I did bake underneath my contour, but I wasn't filming when I did that because I'm stupid. But I just left that sitting there for like a couple of minutes, and then I just went in, set the rest of my face, and just dusted that away. And I believe I'm using the Sigma F37 brush, which has been like one of my favorites lately, just for like everything, like contour, setting my face, blush, everything like that. It's just a really good all-rounder brush. And then we're going in with the shade Isabel from the Master Palette by Anastasia. I'm obsessed with this palette. And I'm just taking that on my E40 brush, blending that into the crease as our transition shade. And then I am taking it on my E38 brush and just buffing that onto the lower lash line. I then decided that I wanted to go in with my E32 just to pack it a little bit more on the outer corner, just to get a little bit more depth. And then back in with that E38 to blend everything out. I didn't really have a plan when I was filming this, I was just kind of winging it. And then I took the dark brown shade next to it. I love this color because it's so warm. And I'm just using that on my Sigma E25 brush, and I'm just getting that nice and precisely into the crease. I then decided to switch brushes to my E45 just to start packing it on there a little bit more, and then I switched back to the E25 to blend it out. It's always trial and error when I film my videos because I never really have a plan. I just kind of wing it and whatever happens, happens. But you guys just see me going back in with that E32 brush, just packing that same brown on the lower lash line, and then I just went back in with my E40 just to kind of blend everything together. I'm then taking the shade Fifth Ave on my Sigma E20 brush, and I'm just packing this onto the lid. I didn't want this to be too intense, so I'm doing this pretty haphazardly, and we're not trying to get like a super like cut crease. I did end up going in with like one of my blending brushes and just slightly diffusing that crease so it wasn't too cut. And then I just went in with a very thin line of this Kat Von D tattoo liner, just so when I applied the lashes, everything blended really nicely. And I actually used the Samantha lashes from Huda Beauty today. I just wanted something that didn't really cover up the eye look too much and was just like more on the natural side, which I know, right? I usually wear the craziest lashes. Then I just went in with this NYX lip liner in the shade Natural, I think. It's like a darker shade. I'll leave it listed down below because I'm not too sure. And then I just topped my lips off with this Gerard Cosmetics Supreme Lip Cream in the shade Angel Cake. I love it. And I actually just blotted my lips a tiny little bit so it wasn't super glossy. And you guys can use Kasey to get 30% off Gerard Cosmetics if you want to pick anything up. Then I just went in and further defined my contour using the Hoola Light Bronzer. This is really good for my pale skin girls as well. Just using that on my F37 brush from Sigma again, and then I am moving on to my highlight. So today I'm using the Golden Sands Huda Beauty Highlighting Palette. I actually really like this. I took the shade Sage Hellers. I'm just kidding, that's not even how you say it. But I just applied that with my F35 brush. And that's it for this video, you guys. So I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. This is actually something that I wear to events quite often. It's just like one of my go-to sort of glam looks. So I hope you guys really liked it. It's pretty easy to achieve. And if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.